Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Marsh coming live at you over the interwaves with another Starcraft 2 cast. This one sent in to Reddit's Castit. If you would like to have your games cast by a member of the community, myself, or any of the other actually talented casters, upload it to GG Tracker or a similar site and post the link to reddit.com/r/castit. And maybe one of us will get around to actually casting it. That'd be cool. We have in the southeast corner of Frozen Temple the guy who I'll call Cos because, well, this. You tell me what this is. It's Cos. It's definitely Cos. In the other side, wearing the blue trunks, we have Verrix. Verrix is going for a, well, I didn't specifically count if it was a 13-12 or 14-14, but he's going for an early pool. Whereas opponent, Cos, definitely not Dleghthikos, but Cos, went for a hatchery first. So I will be taking notes for this, because if this happens, I die. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen in this replay, because that would mean that this is a fairly straightforward replay, and we like a little bit of intensity, we like action, we like, you know, unexpected twists, we like intensive macro games. We don't like, you know, people go like, yeah, this is me stomping a guy in 3 minutes. It doesn't make good television. It makes for great ladder points. Makes for poor television. Anyway, we have a supply blocked Verrix, as he is not building any additional overlords, and he tries to pass off his Zerglings over at the side, and we'll see if he actually manages to do that for the remaining 4, as they will be coming out now, and Cos should see that there are 2 Zerglings heading his way, and that they do not take the usual direct road, and there's another 2. So alarm bells may be ringing. In the meantime, Cos, in defense, builds 1, 2, 3 spine crawlers and a roach warren, and moves, how many is this? 8 drones in position to defend against this. So we have 6 drones versus, or 8 drones versus 6 Zerglings. And so far, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these have died, and no Zerglings have yet to be killed. He does very nicely leave this drone alive. And now we have spore crawlers and a queen here, meaning that his main base is fairly safe. And his natural is going to be very hard to defend, as we have 8 Zerglings slowly nibbling away. And this is what usually happens to me as well. So far I'm not learning a great deal. We've got 3 roaches being produced, as Verrix did take a natural behind this. So if he does this, then just sort of backs off, he'll be in a very nice position. So we have 11 drones for Cos, 19 for Verrix, and a natural as well. So Verrix is, as they say, sitting pretty. The only thing that's going to happen to Verrix is going to lose an overlord. He's building 2, so that should be okay. But Verrix does scout this roach warren, and should know that he is, well, in a fairly decent place. Right, well, after that start, we'll see 5 roaches. 5 roaches here. And here we go, Cos retaking his natural. In the meantime, 23 workers, 22 workers, because he just built an extractor. Or thing, wait, does that not fit? What are you planning to do there? And Cos moves out with his slow roaches. Verrix has 2 spine crawlers and a number of Zerglings to defend against that, even building a 3rd, so he should be just fine. As Cos waits for enough minerals, to take that natural base just before these two spine crawlers do in fact bleed out. Are you going to take that? No, he's moving them back. And Kos moves in with a number of roaches and stays out of range of the spine crawlers. Just trying not to get surrounded by Verrix's Zerglings. Doesn't manage to quite do that in its entirety, although he is whittling them down. No, but with just one roach left, he is going to succumb to these Zerglings. And now we have, well, we have an army and a lot more income for Verrix than we have for Kos. And Verrix is going to go Spire against this. So Kos is definitely not going to match his Spire, his opponent's Spire with a Spire, and he's not actually going to have any idea of this whatsoever. He's going to have no warning of this whatsoever. Although possibly, it's something I would be putting down a Spore Crawler now. I would probably be putting down a Spore Crawler now, just because you know your opponent did the aggressive thing at the start, and well, in my experience, people who start with aggression tend to follow it up with additional aggression. And what is good in Zerg versus Zerg, if your opponent is on the ropes and he spent money in 3 spine crawlers, well, Mutalisks. And taking a 3rd. Mutalisk would come in here and absolutely murder things. Always be thinking, if you're playing, what can kill me right now? And like, what do I have to do in order to not be dead according to that? And then do that thing. That's really all this game is, by the way. Alright, we have Mutalisk coming out, so do we see it? Yes, we do. Kos is going to buy himself some time with possibly the life of 2 overlords, and that gives him a chance to put down Spore Crawlers. There we go. 1, 2, 3, jeez. And 2 in this space as well. As Kos decides to turtle up some more. And that should keep him fairly safe against Mutalisks. And this is a complete wall, I think. It's always kind of hard to tell with Zerg units, meaning that he should be able to defend against all these Zerglings as well. At least he would, unless Verrix had a drop overlord in position as well. And Verrix scouts that this is not going to be an easy crack. Kos getting an infestation pit, as Verrix decides to dedicate a number of Zerglings to the spine crawlers, but that does look like he will be able to take one of them down, creating additional surface area for the rest of his links, but backs out. Interesting. Regroups right here, more Zerglings, as Kos reseals this gap, and that gives Kos a chance to drone back up to the level that his opponent is on. Verrix dedicating to this attack, and yeah, with a full wall and just melee units on the other side, well, it'd be easier if you had a number of queens capable of transfusing. But well, he should be able to do just fine with this. He does have a 3rd up, so he can drone up if he so chooses. But Verrix is content to just sort of lay out here. Hasn't placed a Zergling here, hasn't placed a Zergling there, just to make sure he doesn't catch... what? No, he does check for ninja expands. And yes, Banelings, because what goes through a wall fairly well? Well, Banelings. Getting a 2nd missile attack upgrade and the 1st carapace. And what is he? Is he building any units whatsoever? Kos is building infestors. Ooh. Okay. Kos, what are you doing? Okay. Like, I like your position, but there is a giant army just outside of your base, and you don't want to just... Oh, and here we go. Verrix moving in, and let's see how good those fungal growths are, and they are good. They are very good, taking out all of these banelings. Oh, just barely not taking out all of these banelings. And now there is a giant hole in the base of Kos as Verrix decides to move all the 3 of his banelings into Spore Crawler, which is a questionable decision. But the rest of the Zerglings does make it back into the mineral line, and there are 12 roaches on the way for Kos as he cancels that second missile upgrade just 10 seconds before finishing, and moves in with ever increasing number of Zerglings. Now actually it's slowly starting to peter out, as Kos has been brought back to 28 drones. And Verrix is content just to stay outside of here, build a bunch of banelings because, well, his opponent is contained on 2 bases. He knows so. He's built a number of things here again. Yep. As Verrix does donate 1 Mutalisk. But this is a nice number of roaches. They don't have speed, so Verrix can buy any number of time with this, as banelings do still take its toll on the roaches. Yes, the defense upgrade did actually finish. And Verrix moves into his own upgrades as Kos builds more infestors. There's only 2 of them left. It's Kos to decide to go around to sneaky, non-spotted attack. That does mean that his entire base is ready for the taking. If Verrix were to move in right now, he would brutally murder Kos. And Verrix does now just now spot the attack of Kos, which has been split into 2 attack forces, which is generally not what you want to do against Zerglings, because they want all the surface area they can, as shown by Kos moving into this choke and limiting the amount of surface area. Oh, and he moves commanded into these banelings. Oh, that was not how he had hoped this would end. Did, though, stop... Oh, does he not have speed? No, he doesn't. Did distract his opponent and moves in with a number of very slow Zerglings into his opponent's 3rd base, and going to take a little bit of revenge for the 25 workers killed by his opponent, getting 10 kills before his force does get cleaned up. No, he doesn't have speed. Well, that's what happens. So he now knows, because he saw this and he saw this, that his opponent is economically in quite a bit better place than he is. And how can you come back from this position? Well, he says, infestors. Infestors is how you get back from this. 36 army supply, 276 as he sends another squad of slowlings out, but they will be intercepted by these Mutalisks as Kos decides to head back right away. But he's still going to lose most of this thing. But is he going to be able to? Fungal growth? No, just the 2 mutas. And 2 mutas after... Nope, they do get fungal again. And, well, for some energy, that is not a bad trade. In the meantime, Verrix has his 1-1. He's going for a 2nd attack upgrade, as Kos is going to go for Burrow. No, we've got 3 roaches. 3 roaches for Kos. Well, if he manages to get his fungal growth on point, then he does have the superior army, because his opponent's just not going to reach him. but he has to be very, very good, and he does get very nice fungal growth. But those banelings do come in and murder most of those infestors. There's still a great number of Mutalisk left, but with a Spore Crawler still in place, he can just take that down, and he does. He does make sure that his opponent stays on that 2 base economy. As his speed is finally up, he moves in once again with a number of, that is 6 Zerglings, to try and maybe take out a number of units there, number of workers here. And here comes the next wave for Verrix. No, it's just in fact 1 Zergling, as there is nothing here to defend. Nope, there's a couple of Zerglings here. Oh, he manages to pull the entire army back with that run by, so very much worth it. Kills another 4 workers and pulls the entire army back. Burrows, and look at that. Makes his opponent forget about it, and nope, does actually fall. So 16, but what is the amount of worker he has? Well, he's got 26. How much does his opponent have? 55. He's got 2 bases. His opponent's got 4. Kos is in a very dicey position as he tries to retake that 3rd again. But here is quite enough Zerglings to make sure that that does not happen, as Verrix does move in. And does he cancel? No, he kills. As Kos is possibly distracted with making sure that there's a Zerglings right here, kill as much of his opponent's economy as it possibly can, but his opponent's still on double the workers he is, and his army supply is triple that of his opponent. Well, any damage you can do right now is good damage. As he has 1 Zergling buried there, making sure that he does... Oh, tries to re-expand. Making sure that his opponent hasn't expanded here. Nope. And his opponent's 2-1, as he's now getting 2-2. Zerglings. Oh, burrowed infestors. Leaving his base once again completely, and I do mean completely undefended. As these Zerglings are going to come back in, and maybe this time Kos will get a cancel off. He does, even going so far as to cancel these 3. Verrix doesn't even move into his opponent's base, knowing he just has to keep his opponent on 2 bases. And he will be fine. Also probably assuming that these are still there. Oh, look at these infested Terrans. And that's not even all of the energy. That should take down the base of Verrix quite nicely. And now he goes in here and does the exact same. Yes, he does. How many infested Terrans is that? He's got a couple more. Yeah, there we go. Oh wow, that is a lot of infested Terrans, and those infested Terrans will actually take care of most of these Mutalisks. And I do think that even Zerglings will have trouble with this. Yeah, dying, but dying very slowly. Very, very slowly indeed. As he does decide to move those Zerglings away rather than dedicating them to the death of these very temporary units. That was a very, very nice attack. And I'm pretty sure that Verrix is going to build some Spore Crawlers and Spine Crawlers there to make sure that doesn't happen again. And now we've got 18 workers versus 18 workers and 34 army supply versus 50. Although that is mostly in infestors with no energy. It's got enough energy for a little bit, but yeah, I'd be hesitant and moving into that. Verrix once again on that 3rd base. He does manage to cancel it. No, he manages to kill it. Ooh, that is very unfortunate for Kos, who does still have enough money to try this again. Oh, look, there are the overseers who are going to go down, being kept in place. Yes, that is 1 overseer, 2 overseer, 3 overseers, all overseers gone. And catching another 3 Mutalisks as he chains fungals it. But there are spine crawlers in place. You want to maybe burrow there. Because I'm gonna burrow there. And that should be pretty much all of his energy. So he can pull back if he wants. Oh look, Verrix is moving out of his way, getting his own ninja expand. That is enough infested Terrans to take care of those two spore crawlers, as well as taking this base and pushing into these banelings. Okay, so banelings not too great against infested Terrans. I did not actually know that. As Kos has not decided to retake this base, but has decided instead to try and gut his opponent's main base. And he is welcome to every single unit here, but or every single structure here, but none of the units, as they are all buried, except that one infestor that just now pops out and dies before being able to do anything. And Verrix should not be able to kill this lair, as all of these infested Terrans. Wow, how many? 23 infestors. Well, I suppose they do rebuild energy fast enough to actually do that. They just keep spewing out infested Terrans. And here we go. Verrix once again trying to take that third base. And his opponent now does not, in fact, have an army to deal with it. Cos maybe wanting to move this in. As he moves his infestors. Oh, he does have an idea that maybe his opponent expanded. He split up his infestors. Oh. What are you going to do, the Zerglings? Okay, Zerglings sort of ran by there and decided not to attack anything. That's very nice of him. And Verrix did not build any spore crawler, so he can just move in here as he so pleases and kill this base. Move back out. There's a bunch of Zerglings right here, and this is why you should have moved these, because you're going to lose this base again. And maybe he's going to, yes, cancels it. Good. And moves into his opponent here, where he still hasn't built a spore crawler. So his opponent can just move in, and if he has any available energy here. Oh, he does now lose that layer. I missed that run by. And loses a queen as well, whereas the previous units he burrowed there are still safe. And loses his spawning pool. How many? Oh, there. Okay. He's fighting with his drones, but against 2-1, 2-2. Yeah, 2-2 Zerglings, that's not the greatest fight in the world. As he moves out with these 4 remaining Zerglings, and well, let's see. Verrix has no money. Rebuilding 4 drones, as he evacuated a ton here, so he should shortly regain the ability to mine. And Kos is long distance mining, whereas if you were to move this, depositing once again enough infested Terrans here to kill his opponent's base. It is good that these no longer benefit from the upgrades of ranged units, as they once upon a time did. And he's going to lose 1 or 2 infestors. No, he does not. The infested Terrans there enough to take care of that. He keeps his units intact. And did he actually ever get to this base? No, he never did. So that base is quite safe. Oh, there are more Mutalisks that have just come out. You may want to split those up. And Kos still long distance mining. Oh, and he takes this base, which is completely within range of his opponent. And also not the base with the most amount of units still there. And yeah, quite close to all of these Zerglings. So they're going to be taken out quite nicely. And there goes the hive. And there should be enough life left on these to take down these 2. Oh, he killed it again. These 2 Expires. The infestation pits, bets, the spawning pool, and the 2 evolution chambers do survive. There goes the last 2 mutalisks. As Verrix, or as Cos moves back in, but he's like, I don't know, where are you, dude? Because you obviously still have the base. Otherwise, you would now be telling me that you have been revealed. The remaining 8 army supply of Zerglings is enough to, yeah, just kill everything that Cos has here, and he can't rebuild anything useful. Let's see. We still got Verrix building or mining here, and he's still and he rebuilt a spawning pool, so I can build more of these lings. You can still upgrade them if you chooses. Now he can't because he doesn't have a hive anymore. And the Zerglings go out. Nope. And yeah, there's more here. Just where are you going? Where are you? No, that's the wrong one. You will be there. And yeah, all the remaining is this. These 2 are the only 2. These 3 are the only 2 buildings still there. And this one is about to die, so that's not going to last much longer. Oh, and there goes Cos into his opponent's base. So he's about to rain down infested terror destruction on these drones and on this queen. Yes, he does. There go. There goes the queen. There goes all the workers, and we are now on 0 workers. And all he has to do right now is dedicate a number of infestors to keep this thing alive. And wait, did he rebuild something? What did he rebuild? What is he rebuilding? He is building a base here, not here, for reasons that I'm not entirely sure of. And yeah, after all of that, I don't see any way of Verrix winning this anymore. All that Cos has to do is sort of go around and maybe dedicate a few infested terrans. This is going to bleed out. This is the only thing that's not actively bleeding out right now, and defend this base. And there is nothing that... Oh, well, he's got a spine crawler still, okay. But, yeah, got a spawning pool here, you got 2 evolution chambers, and he has a number of creep tumors. Does Verrix know about this base? No, he doesn't. And the guy like, yay, I found your base, maybe I can still kill you, if he's paying attention at least. But, yeah, there are 6 infestors right here waiting to do this. Yep. As he whiffs a couple of... he managed to miss all the fungal growth, but that's okay. So we've got the Cos over here taking out these last 2 bases as Verrix has a last chance of moving in, and... No! Oh, shit! How much is that? Oh! So close. Look at that. He had a full surround. This hatchery bound to go out because he moved his infestors here. Yeah. He did absolutely have a chance to still die there, but he didn't. Cos managed to come back. Well, as I said at the start, I wanted to learn how to stop that sort of thing. I don't think I learned that, but I did see a pretty interesting game. GG.